Hello everyone, and welcome to Minecraft Hard Mode, Beta Edition. So, we have a ton of new features. You can see a new dungeon over there. And so, I'm going to assume that you know nothing about Minecraft Hard Mode. If you've not seen the Alpha Spotlight, please check it out. It's very nice. And, so I'm going to tell you exactly how to start off in this mod. So, the first thing you're going to want to do in order to start with Minecraft Hard Mode is you're going to want to go to the Nether. So, I'm going to grab these very nice tools that I have here. We're going to go to the Nether. So Minecraft Hard Mode is focused around expanding the base contents of the game. So, you know, the Nether's a little bit lacking, the end's a bit lacking, so let's fix that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to pop into the Nether, and go down to Y level 12. And here you're going to find some of this lovely ore called Hell Crystal. It looks very similar to Netherrack. If you just look, here's Netherrack, that's Hell Crystal. And so this stuff is all over the place. Just do a little bit of strip mining. It won't take you too long, and you'll get these very lovely hell crystals. Now prepared, some very nice tools here. You know, same crafting recipe. You know, normal stuff. Except the tool rods, you're not gonna use sticks. You're gonna use obsidian. It gets you 1 for 2 obsidian. It's very nice. So we're gonna pop back up to our nice base. We're just gonna fly up a little bit. So hell crystal's the first thing you're gonna want to get. You're gonna have to use your diamond pickaxe in order to mine it, though. So I mean, you usually have a diamond pickaxe anyway when you go to the Nether in order to get the obsidian for the actual portal. But, that's what you're going to want to do. So, now that you have that, I should have broken that portal. Hold on, I'm going to go break that. Sorry about that. Portal. Okay, so, you're pretty much done with the Nether after you gather enough Hell Crystal. That's all you need from that. Next thing you're going to want to do, well, first I'll tell you a little bit about this Hell Crystal here. So if we pop into survival mode, so you notice here our diamond chest plate gives us 2 armor toughness, 8 armor. Here we have 4 armor toughness and 10 armor. And you notice that we have a durability of 528 durability points on our diamond chest plate. Now if we're going to damage ourselves here so we can see that durability. So this has 320. So you notice it's a lot better, but it's also about half as durable. Same thing goes for the pickaxe here, so if we're just going to... There we go. Notice that it is faster, however, it has a lot less durability. Like I said, about half. And the sword also does more damage, but less durability. That's the trade-off here. But, don't worry, you can repair it using hell crystals in your anvil. I have one over there, I think. Yeah. So you can repair this very lovely pickaxe in here if you had the experience, which I don't. So that is all for hell crystal. Next up, we're going to want to get into the more advanced things with a mod. Now, with your hell crystal, you can come over here. You can make something called this hellfire furnace here. 1 hell crystal, you know, some nether bricks and netherrack, a normal furnace, and you get this lovely guy. So we're going to place him down right here. It has it's a little bit different interface. Over here on this left side is your normal fuel, so we're going to grab some of this. I'm going to grab that as well. So, what you're going to want to do is you're going to put your fuel there. And you notice that if I want to smelt this iron up, it's not working. That's because you have to put it in both slots in order to smelt it up. And so, the cool thing about the Hellfire Furnace is that it will actually double your ore output. So you put it in, bam, you would expect to get 2 out for 2 ore, but you get 4 instead. It's very nice like that. We'll talk about this other slot here later. But this also has some very nice other features like alloying and combining materials, which is what this is for. But we'll get to that later. So that's going to smelt up. Next up, we are going to talk about the dungeons. So I'm going to pop in creative mode because I am not prepared for these dungeons at all. So I'm going to show you the first dungeon, the overworld dungeon. I did increase the spawn rate. Okay, that's very loud. I'm going to fly over here. I did increase the spawn rate of the dungeons in this world. They won't be this common. You know, you can see them all over the place. However, what you want to do is you can fly through here. You know, there's a bunch of spawners, a lot of difficult mobs, but you also get this very lovely stuff here. These 2 dust. Curious and material is what you get from the overworld dungeon. These zombies are very loud, so I'm not going to try and talk over them for too long. More stuff. But at the very top, you know, I have the hardest mob. I'm going to break through here. But what you're really looking for is the top chest. I'm going to grab all this. You know, irons, diamonds, gold, emeralds, that's the basic stuff. You don't really have to worry about that. But what we did get was these material gemstone curious gemstone, along with the dust. You saw those fragments as well. So you can make it out of this fragment, and then you can craft them up and down as you wish. It takes 9 to make the next tier, and you can do some very interesting stuff with this. You can get access to the jewelry, so-called. So here we have this jewelry here. As you can see, you take a gemstone for each of the pieces of jewelry with some other components, and these each give you a different bonus. And as you can see, you have Amulet of Dimensions, Warping, Combat, Ring of Combat, Amulet of Exchange, Ring of Destruction. Each of these has their own unique feature. So first thing I'm going to show off each and every one of them. So you pop off this Ring of Exploration here, so you get Saturation. If you take it out of your inventory for a quick second, it will go away. So you want to make sure you keep these. It doesn't have to be in your hand or your offhand, it just has to be anywhere in your inventory. So this gives you Saturation, which means your food will never go down. It's very useful for exploring. Here we have the Amulet of Exploration. Here you get Night Vision and Speed, another very useful thing for exploration. I'm going to pop that over there. Next up, Amulet of Dimensions. I love this one, and the Ring of Warping. I'll show this one too. Amulet of Dimensions, right-click and get your Ender Chest. You put this stuff in here, if we want to go back down to here. Look, oh, there it is. Okay, so that's very useful. I'm going to pop this stuff in there for now. We'll get back to that. And like I said, you just take the respective colored gemstone, and you do that. But right now, from the overworld dungeon, you only get the Curious and the Material. If you want the Violent gemstone, which you use to make the combat ring and amulet, you want to do the Nether dungeon. But there's another use for the Nether dungeon in just a minute, and I'll show that off as soon as I finish with the jewelry here. So, I'll put that in inventory. So, Amulet of Combat, Strength 2, permanent buff. There you go, it's very good. Ring of Combat gives you Resistance 1 and Fire Resistance 1. It's also very useful. Ring of Destruction gives you Haste 2. So if you get that Efficiency 5 pickaxe on your diamond pickaxe, you get Insta Break on any stone. It's very nice. And lastly, the Amulet of Exchange. Now, if you notice, it doesn't give you any buff here. That's because it has a different purpose. As you can see, it has the word exchange in there. So I am going to do some home improvements. Now, here we have, oak door. Very nice. However, what if I want a different type of door? What if I need a different type of wood? Pop it in here. Oh, look, we get all the different wood types. Bam. Door right there. Amazing. Next up, glass. What if I want a different color glass? Get any color glass. Swap it back, forth, dye it, undye it, anything you want. Very useful. Lastly, you have this modded brick that I added in for each of the dungeons. You can swap them between the different dungeon types. They do have a recipe in the Hellfire Furnace for each of them, but since it's not too expensive, you can swap them back and forth, which is very nice. So I can change up my house a little bit. A very nice 9x9 here. So that is all of the jewelry. I'm going to keep the zombies for some permanent buffs. As you see, I walk faster because of that nice Amulet of Exploration. Stupid Boris forgot to show you the Ring of Warping. It's very simple. You left click and you teleport in a line to a block from a very far distance away. Like, let's see if I can get all the way up there. Yes, you can. Oh, I regret coming here. I'm gonna teleport out. And I don't have enough health to demonstrate the other functionality. Hold on. This works. Okay, here we go. The other right click. Throw an ender pearl at that angle, as if you'd like throw it in one ender pearl. You do take ender pearl damage, the usual ender pearl damage. So it's kind of a trade-off. You want to teleport straight line, or you want to lob. You kind of get to choose. Be careful when you're using the line teleport. You can kind of go into the block a little bit, but you get bumped out fairly fast. You just take a little bit of damage, which is kind of the trade-off of just taking the straight damage from an ender pearl. So, yep. Alright, that's the Ring of Warping. Next up, Hell Dungeon. Okay, here we go. I'm going to fly back a little bit. There's a lot of mobs in here. I highly recommend that you go in with an ally with very good gear. Enchanted Diamond would work. Unenchanted Hell Crystal might work. I don't know. You can try however much you want. Look, this is terrifying. There's fire everywhere. Alright, it's not supposed to spawn in the ground, probably because it's in a river. Whatever. These things happen. We're going to go in, but what we're really here for, those seeds. Here you have the Violent Dust that I talked about earlier. I'm gonna go down here. I have no idea where I'm going. I completely forgot where I put all this stuff. We're just gonna break through here. We are looking for the last chest. I don't remember where I put it, but I will talk about what is in it later. Good luck finding that. I'm gonna go home real quick. So if you notice, there's something I didn't talk about. This nice little tinker tool. It's a portable crafting table. Each of the dungeons has its own little trinket, I guess you could call it. And so what you get at the Hell dungeon is the Inferno box. Right now it's disabled. I had a lot of bugs with it. I couldn't get it out for this release. Next release, maybe. I don't know. It's a portable furnace, just like how this is a portable crafting table. It's very nice. Okay, next up, we're going to head over to the end dungeon real quick. I'm just going to break in through here. As you can see, it's very light. It's all mobs. Here you get something very unique. Just grab that, and I'm going to pop out of here. Okay, so you notice you got runic gemstones. Talk about those later. Oh yeah, you also get hell crystal from the hell dungeon in the higher up tier chests. So you notice we got the spatial gemstone, you got the violent dust. Spatial gemstone used for the other things. You also use it for all the trinkets if you want to make those trinkets. So you got the dirty bag, you got the tinker tool, you got the ring of warping, all that good stuff. So the dirty bag is a portable double chest. When you put stuff in, you close it up, throw it on the ground, everything's fine. You pick it back up, there's your dirt. Alright, fantastic. Be careful, you can put it inside itself and then it would be gone forever. I don't recommend doing that. I haven't coded in any safe fail-safes, so don't be an idiot about that, please. Thank you very much. So what you get here from the Hell Dungeon, which I grabbed real quick, was these scorchweed seeds. So if I pop into survival, plant some of these down, look at this nice little crop. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bone meal it up. Pop it up until it's a nice bright red. You right click it, or you can just break it the normal way and you'll get some extra seeds. So I'm just going to grab some of this, all this stuff. They get brighter and brighter, and then you wait for this. This is not ready yet. See, this is a dull red. You want to wait for the bright red. Grab it. Now, this is the good stuff. You can refine this normally, a 1-to-1 ratio for this forbidden ink, or you can pop it in the Hellfire Furnace, and it'll give you 4 per 2. And so that is a very nice little way to make some more ink for your trouble. There you go. So that's what that does. I'm going to dump some of this stuff here. So this runic gemstone we'll talk about later once we go to the end, as that was the end dungeon that we visited. So if we open up our amulet dimensions here, grab out some of that stuff, we can get into the forbidden knowledge, which is very exciting. So what you're going to want to do first is you're going to want to get your forbidden ink from your scorchweed here. Then you're going to want to infuse some quartz. So you put the nether quartz in the left and the forbidden ink in the right, and you wait for it to cook up. You're going to get some infused quartz. Here you go, fantastic. Get 2 infused quartz. With that infused quartz, you're going to want to also infuse some obsidian. So you put that in there, put that in there. Make sure you get it the right way around. Obsidian on the left, infused quartz on the right. And you're going to get some infused obsidian. Now, there's one last thing you're going to want to get in order to do what you want to do with all these good stuff. You can also use it for building. It looks fairly nice. I'm not going to place it down because it takes a very long time to break. So here we have all the stuff for the multi-block, the forbidden enchanting table. Think normal enchanting table. You got the infused obsidian, hell crystals, and then you got these forbidden books. It's basically a normal book, except you replace one paper with the forbidden ink. You get yourself a nice forbidden book, and you're gonna make yourself a nice multi-block using that stuff. You're gonna want to make some forbidden bookshelves. You can use any wood you want with the forbidden book. So I'm going to grab all these materials here, and I'll show you how to make it. I am going to need a shovel, so I'm just going to grab myself that. Huh. Okay. So, we're going to want ourselves a nice 5 by 5 by 5. So, 4, 5. So we're going to hollow out this area in the floor here, so you do need to build yourself a floor. Alright, so you're going to want to take some hellish brick. You can either make it in the Hellfire Furnace, or you can steal it from the Hell Dungeon that you went to earlier. You're going to make this is your first pattern. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to put some spires, some 3 tall spires. Then you take your 26 bookshelves, and then you're going to want to make it, it can be facing any way. So this will be your entrance, so it's going to be facing this way. And then you're going to fill up that, and then lastly, there. I think I grabbed one too many, whatever. You're going to want to put one more layer on top. You want to put your glowstone on the top of each of the brick spires. You want to take a block of redstone and put it right there. Last, you're going to want to take your forbidden enchanting table, smack it right down in the middle, and there you go, you're done. You're going to open up this very nice forbidden enchanting table here, and you see this nice little interface. I'm going to grab the rest of the materials here. And so, like the name suggests, you enchant things using the forbidden knowledge. So you're going to want to put some infused quartz on the right, or sorry, the left. You're going to want to put some forbidden books on the right. Now you see these 3 powder slots here. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take, I have no idea where to put all that stuff. You're going to want to take some of these dusts that you've collected over the times you've been exploring. And so you can break these fragments down into dust, and the gemstones into fragments, fragments into dust. And so, say you want to enchant something. I'm actually going to, I don't have stuff for the sword right now, so I'm going to give myself Silk Touch, which is 3 of these very nice material dusts here. And as you see, it's going. If you don't want the particles, put that lever up there facing upwards. No particles, it still ticks all the same. You want the particles, just flip that lever down. Bam, particles everywhere, it's beautiful. Might lag you a little bit if you have like 5 of these going at once, so that's why I put in that nice little feature. Now, here you go. Silk Touch. Now it took up all of our quartz, because Silk Touch is a very coveted enchantment. So that took up all of our quartz. You want to get yourself a lot of that stuff. And so here you go, you can just Silk Touch up, you can't Silk Touch that, never mind. We can Silk Touch up this grass block here, there you go, Silk Touch. So each of the enchantments in the game, plus the forbidden enchantments, which are the enchantments added by this mod, have a nice little combination of dusts. And so, say we want sharpness, put in this, put in that, and let's grab ourselves some more infused quartz, and it's going. Now, the thing with the enchantment table here is you don't want to block any of the particles where they would be. So if you put a block there, look, it stops going. Particles stop, progress stops. So you have to leave a blank space. This entire 2 by 2 area, so you have to at least be able to stand. And as well as the 4 blocks where the lever is, here, and then 2 in the middle. So we can put blocks all around here, and it still runs. But you put a block there, it stops. Put a block there, it also stops. So you get a little bit of flexibility. You can put it around the walls too, so if you want to like make this place completely enclosed. And so here we have our nice Sharpness 1 sword. Now we can also stack it up, because we just got Sharpness 1, but if you want Sharpness 2, you can keep enchanting it. The book cost increases for the amount of enchantments on the item, while the quartz cost is just about the enchantment. So that took, I believe, 12 infused quartz for each level of sharpness. It doesn't increase per level. Only the book cost does. So that took another 12 quartz and then some more books and got sharpness 2. However, if you want to put, say, Silk Touch on this, it will not work because, you can't put Silk Touch on the sword. What, are you crazy? So you can only put it on the appropriate items. And so there's a very nice list on our wiki. You can go Google up hard mode wiki. I'll put a link in the description as well, and it will tell you all the combinations that you need to get your enchantments here. Okay, next up, we're gonna store some of this stuff here. There you go. So I'm going to talk about the custom enchantments that you can get. So, we have a few custom enchantments as you can see here. So let me get some polar bears. They're very nice for testing. First up here, we're going to do Dark Bargain. This is the max level, it's level 3. So here we have our polar bear here. As you notice, I took damage, but I also dealt additional damage to this here polar bear. And so there it goes. So you, for each level of Dark Bargain, you take, you deal an additional 1 full heart, or 2 half hearts of damage. But you take 1 heart of damage. So Dark Bargain level 1, you take 1 heart, deal 1 heart. Dark Bargain level 2, you take only 1 heart, but the enemy takes 2 hearts of additional damage now. This cannot combine with the next enchantment here, Lifesteal. So I am going to spawn a polar bear. I'm actually going to get rid of our ring of exploration here so we stop healing up so much. So here we're damaged. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, we're going to take out the Lifesteal sword here, and we are going to smack it. Oh, look, we just healed up a huge chunk of our health. So that's what this does. It increases the healing per level, max level 3. That's very nice. Same thing with Siphoning Arrows. It's the same effect. It heals you a little bit more, though, because you can't really upgrade a bow, like, with materials. So this does a little bit more healing. So we shoot it, and then we get some health. Next up, oh, it's my favorite, Rocket Boots. You equip those up, and look, we just fly away. You're holding down space, and you get a little bit of a boost. This combos very nicely with some Elytra. Also, you do not take any fall damage, so even if you're not holding it, you fall, you're fine. You do take a little bit of durability damage, though. I believe, 1 durability will give you about 2 seconds of flight. And see, look, we activate our Elytra, and look, we're just flying around, and we give ourselves a nice little boost. We're still flying. Here we go. I love this thing. I can play around with this enchantment for hours. Alright, so, down here, we're going to take all that off. Put that there. Put those in there. Next up, Resilient Soul. So, when you're below half health, let me grab some potions. So when you're below half health for each level, you will get 1 level of resistance. Alright, here we go, Prox. See, now we have resistance level 3, because we have 3rd level Resilient Soul. It's only chest plates, so that's something to know, kind of like Thorns. Next up, Satanic Will. You have a max of 12 levels because it goes max level 3 per equipment. And this will double the amount of damage that you output for your sword. So you deal damage with your sword, your fist, or anything, and the armor will double the damage if you have a full set. It will do 1/12 for each level. So because you have 12 levels max, because of 4 times 3, you get double the amount of damage output. If you just had level 1 on your helmet, then you'd only do 1/12 extra damage. So that's very nice. The downside is that Satanic Will does not combo with any protection types. Protection, fire protection, blast protection, projectile protection, can't put any of it on. Lastly, we have Reckless. Now, Reckless is a very interesting enchantment. It functions as the efficiency level times 2. So having Reckless level 5 is like having efficiency level 10. However, there is a downside. See, we have no damage here. Smack a block. I got lucky. Yeah. So when you smack a block, there is a chance they're equal to negative unbreaking per level that will take an extra durability damage. So right now we're at 42. Smack it. 41. Wait a minute. Something's not right here. Yeah, there we go. We took an extra. So there is a very interesting percent chance. I will have to tweak these values a little bit. Yeah, so there we go, 35, 33. Yeah, so there you go. I will tweak the percentage as needed. So you will take, well, you have a chance to take 2 durability damage instead of 1 with Reckless, but you go way faster. So that's all for the enchantments. Last part is I need to heal myself. Let's get a nice little polar bear here, and then shoot him with my nice siphoning shots. Look at that. Love the health. There he goes. Thank you very much, Mr. Polar Bear. Okay, so last bit, we're going to go to the end. Because say you couldn't find any of those dungeons, what are you going to do about getting those dusts? So we head to the end. You fight the dragon. I already fought the dragon because, you know, dragon sucks. And here we're going to find 2 types of ore. You got your runic ore right here. I didn't bring a pickaxe. I'm a smart... Oh, yes, I did. So, get this. Here's this runic gemstone that you saw earlier. It's a nice bright pink. And then over here, you have infinity ore, and you have a chance to get each of the different dusts. So you got curious dust, violent dust, material dust, and spatial dust. So here we have runic, and that's the stuff I was using for testing. So this is in between diamond and hell crystal. However, it has a lot of durability. Let me... Oh, okay, yeah. So I did not smack anything with this sword. Here we go. Mr. Enderman. Okay. So this has a max of 1500 durability. Well, this has 3000, so it's about twice as much durability. And it's still better than diamond. So this is the stuff that you want to get late game. And there's some more of the gemstones and the dust. So that is all of the functionality for now for hard mode. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next patch.